Why is it normal to borrow for a car, but it's not normal to borrow for Bitcoin? On this channel and in this video, I'm going to convince you that borrowing to buy Bitcoin and Ethereum is probably the best move you can make right now and for the foreseeable future until you are financially free. So let's start by discussing how come a car is okay to borrow and a Bitcoin is not. We've been sold a lie. At the end of the day, borrowing for things that drop in value has been sold to us. Weddings, school loans, cars. Most Americans have that kind of debt. And when you think about it, there's this new kind of debt you can have for the asset class of the future. And if you speak about borrowing to buy some of that, people may look at you like you're crazy. But I'm here to show you there's a different way. And if you think about it and you start really studying it, you will see that I'm right. Not financial advice, but if you look at a car over time, cars depreciate. As soon as you buy a new car and you drive it off the lot, it loses thousands of dollars of value. You can buy a Bitcoin, and Bitcoin can also lose value in a short period of time. But over years, Bitcoin has grown in value by a lot. And you can take a better loan to buy a Bitcoin than a loan to buy a car. Interest rates to buy a car are astronomical now. Bitcoin interest is based on decentralized finance networks or centralized finance or startups. And I've dealt with them all. Bitcoin borrowing through decentralized finance has been game changing. I have created an app called Stack that helps people borrow to buy 3 times more Bitcoin than they can afford. And if you don't want to watch this full video, you can click the link in the description or go to stackit.ai/guide. Stack helps you deposit money from your bank account. We borrow from decentralized finance lenders with low interest rates. And then we help as the prices grow in your portfolio. We help take profits and dollar cost average back in and also repay your loans automatically. So if you're interested in learning more about Stack, go check out that link. Back to cars and Bitcoin. If you think about it, a car over 5 years loses more than 50% of its value. Depending on what type of car, it could be worse, it could be better. Bitcoin over the past 5 years has grown 500%. So if you had borrowed money to buy Bitcoin 5 years ago instead of for a car, you would be much richer. Trust me, I know. I did it, right? My car is older now than when I bought it. And the Bitcoin I could have bought with that same amount of money, if not a little bit more, could have had a lot more money. And when you think about this going forward, it's going to get worse and worse as Bitcoin and inflation and car values and interest rates all shift based on the economy and what's going on globally. It doesn't even seem like it's a fair fight. But there's safety first, right? Like at the end of the day, when you borrow to buy something like Bitcoin, there's volatility in Bitcoin and there's something called liquidations. And if you have a loan against your Bitcoin and the price falls, you can get what's called liquidated, which means they would take part of your loan to pay, part of your collateral to pay off part of your loan. And that's normal in the decentralized finance space and in the regular loan space, whether that's for stocks or crypto. But for cars, this just actually happened to me. I totaled my car. They're giving me cash. They give me a lot less than I paid for the car. But in a way, I was lucky that I got it totaled because they given me a big amount of cash that I could put towards my next car. But if I didn't, I would have just have to ride that car off into the sunset until it stopped working and then buy another car. Of course, there's pros and cons to this, but the truth is, right now I have to buy a car again and I do have cash to buy it. But if I didn't and my car just broke down and I had to buy a new car, again, that car's value went to zero over time and now I got to buy another one. Versus if you put that money into Bitcoin, that money grows in value over time and you can borrow off of that Bitcoin to spend and buy a new car if you wanted to. So when you think about the risk, prices falling is a risk on the Bitcoin because it can fall volatile. It can fall because of volatility, but my app stack protects that volatility by when the prices fall, we start paying down your loan. We start shifting some of that back into stable coins to slow down the fall. And when prices go up, we pay down your loan, take profits, and all of this happens automatically 24/7. You don't have to worry about it. So today, most people are flexing, right? Like a lot of people are spending most of the money they earn, almost all of it, if not all of it. Most people do not have retirement savings, do not have any type of risk capital to spend or invest. Most people don't even have a $500 emergency fund. That's scary. But if you thought about Bitcoin as a bill, as something that you were putting in for your financial future, if you believe in Bitcoin and Ethereum, you'll never have enough of it. So you want to get as much of it as possible. Just like people who bought real estate back in the 2000s and 1900s. uh if you could borrow money to buy real estate back then, it was a good move because you bought real estate and now the real estate is worth a lot more. I believe we're in that time right now for Bitcoin and Ethereum. So what's stopping you from stacking? Most of it is people just don't understand. It sounds too good to be true, but trust me, millions and millions, if not billions of dollars are doing this right now. And it's only going to get more and more once people realize I could have borrowed $20,000 and bought a Bitcoin 5 years ago, and now that Bitcoin today is worth 120,000. Even if the loan grew 10% a year, which that is not what they grow, you would be up a lot of money right now because the Bitcoin has grown 500% or 600% actually. At the time of me recording this, the loan interest, if it grew 10% a year, it would not even be 50K. So you would be in a very good position. So going forward over decades, I could see people having much more success with this. And if you want to learn more about how it's done and how we've already had hundreds of people doing this every month, download the free guide at stackit.ai/guide or click the link in the description. And if you want to understand how you can borrow to buy a full Bitcoin the same way people borrow to buy houses, watch this next video.